Yo, 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 it's your boy D-Star coming to you live from the trash truck, about to give it to you raw, and I'm about to keep it 1,000. Now, I caught wind of this article by Kevin Dean, who wrote about the whole entire situation with the Lakers management, the front office. And I'm going to try to condense this into, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, and then we'll get into the Chandler Parsons situation. But to sum up everything, I took away that Jeanie Buss and Jim Buss don't quite get along, as we all know, and they probably will never get along. There's 6 siblings altogether. Collectively, they own 66% of the Lakers. Now, that 66% makes up the majority of the team, of course, and they have no intention of selling the team, regardless of whatever I say. But anyhow, as you know, it all stemmed from the Mike D'Antoni situation. And they add a little bit more clarity to that situation in the article. So, when Phil Jackson allegedly was about to get hired by the Knicks, the other shareholders, because when she says shareholders, what she's really saying is her brothers and sisters, her other brothers and sisters. That's what she means. We owe it to the shareholders. That's like a code word, because her 5 brothers, or the other 4 brothers and sister, or whatever, her other 4 siblings, they collectively have the power to sway decisions. So Johnny Buss was a guy who co-signed Jim Buss during a tough decision that the family was kind of trying to get Phil Jackson, and this guy kind of vouched for Jim Buss to keep the position. Now Johnny, you never see him, because allegedly he took on the partying genes from his father. He's not really business guy. He's kind of behind the scenes. Anyhow, it speaks about every failure that Jim Buss has made. Talks about free agency and stuff like that. It doesn't really go into it. I went into it on a Jim Buss. If you go to my Jim Buss playlist, you'll see those Jim Buss videos that I made breaking it down. But it's pretty much a making Jeanie Buss like she's a darling, and it's tearing down Jim Buss and Mitch Kupchak and making them look incompetent. It even has some negative stuff about Mitch Kupchak. Has some personal stuff in there about Mitch Kupchak. I'll let you guys read and decide. But we got to get out of this thinking that one guy's a villain and the other guy is, Jim Buss is a bad guy and this person is an angel. And we got to get out of that thinking, because collectively it's all jacked up. It's just one big quagmire. It's just very confusing. Nobody knows what the hell is going on except for Jim and Mitch. And Jeanie Buss, a lot of the time, she's not even included in those conversations. So when she goes on these interviews and she's pressed about what potential basketball situations may happen, she reverts back to that timeline that Jim Buss had placed on himself. And Jim Buss keeps waffling when it comes to this timeline that he put on himself by adding an extra year or dropping the conditions that he set on himself. And it's just really, really, really jacked up how things are. But I have to give Jim Buss props for Jim Buss and Mitch Kupchak props on drafting, on the players that they chose to draft. If you look at the team as stated, even though we went through hell, our future looks pretty bright. Our future looks pretty bright. And I mean, it's not too much to say about it other than we have to hang in there and we have to give Jim Buss a chance. We have to give Mitch Kupchak a chance. But it almost demonizes Mitch Kupchak and Jim Buss, as if Jim Buss is an entitled brat that's taken over his daddy's company, which he is, and playing with it like it's his personal toy. And the other brothers and sisters, they're not really with that. Allegedly, according to the Kevin Dean article, they're pretty much on Jeannie's side. But Jeannie at any time could really just, with the influence of the other brothers and sisters, this force the other, I guess, yeah, the other four siblings, other than her and Jim Buss, she could stage a mutiny and just get this guy out of here at any point. But at the same time, she wants to respect that timeline that he put on himself. So it's not looking good for the brother. Now he hired Luke Walton, and Luke Walton, he hired this guy allegedly because they used to party together. I'll let you guys read the article. That may have factored into it, not strictly because of that, but you can see why it was so romantic, because they previously used to party and go to clubs together, allegedly. Also, by Brian Shaw. I saw some chicken shit that Jim Buss did, where he didn't hire, he didn't hire Brian Shaw back when they hired Mike Brown. And remember, Brian Shaw was Luke Walton. So they hired Mike Brown without getting at Brian Shaw, so he kind of felt backstabbed. So when they just recently hired Brian Shaw, he wasn't present at that meeting with Brian Shaw to kind of mend the fence and make things better, to iron it over. He never did that. He disappeared and he cowered away instead of facing Brian Shaw and explaining to him or talking to him to work things out. So that was chicken shit of Jim. And what else was it? What was the other thing that I seen in the article? I guess that's pretty much it. But mainly it was talking about Jim and Jeannie and Mitch, and kind of bringing some clarity to the situation. As far as Chandler Parsons goes, I'm just like, you know what? He wants the max. He's talking about, he was on Twitter having a Twitter debate with somebody, and he says, I deserve the max because I'm a really, really good player. But the big concern is injuries. He's a high risk. And I'm not even sure about the reward. He's kind of in that Rajon Rondo kind of boat where you want to give him some money because he's not like he's a bum, but at the same time, you're not quite sure what he could do or whatnot. So he needs to have a healthy season, I think, before he gets a max. But he's going to get a max because of, it's all about climate and the right time. And because the Dallas Mavericks, they're going after Mike Conley, and they're going at Hassan Whiteside and Mike Conley. They're letting they're letting Chandler Parsons go free. So we have to see what's going to happen in free agency. But I hope that the Lakers don't sign him. Now, that I don't doubt, but I'm just hoping that the Lakers don't sign Parsons beyond a $15 million contract, which he'll ultimately turn down and get from somewhere like Charlotte Hornets or somewhere. But I say we go after Ryan Anderson, like I said in my previous video, and you go after some other guys, and you kind of overpay a Ryan Anderson for a year. Just maintain that flexibility that you have going into next year in case you want to go after a Westbrook, because that's going to be the big thing next year. So yeah, that's my take on everything. It's your boy D-Star. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace. Don't forget to share.